Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 5 of Kenshi Birth of a Hive. I'm just going to put this screen up for a second if you need a reminder, but basically, we're hivers. That's kind of all you need to know. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is to get my guys back to town. So what I'm going to do is have Ron carry Silvershade. Beep, you're going to carry Thorns. And Queen, you're going to go carry Green. And then we'll break down this, dismantle this bed. The bed itself was kind of expensive, so let's not leave that behind. And now we're going to head back into Squin because it is safe and we can heal up there. Yes, there's some loot left on those hungry bandits, but not a lot of silver's worth. So I'm not going to hang out and loot them. A lot of your game will look like this. If you're familiar with playing Kenshi, people get knocked unconscious rather frequently, and you need to carry them around when they're knocked out. It actually helps to build up strength pretty good. Strength XP and Athletics XP shows what sort of level up bonus you have. So it's not actually a bad thing to carry an ally. You will get swole from it. Like you've gone to the gym. So what I'm going to do is rent 3 beds up top. And cycle the people into the beds. Silvershade was conscious, but we're going to put him in the bed anyway. And then, let's see what else. There's pretty much never any non-shek to recruit. But there should still be, Gills, the barman. Trade you these horse chopper. Exchange some meds around. So before I go any further, I do have a little bit of downtime here, waiting for some healing. I wanted to mention some things. So I am collecting feedback from all of you about what sort of changes to the game rules or game goals or mods or where do you think I should start my hive, whether it's the east or the north or specifically somewhere. Any sort of feedback that you have whatsoever, feel free to drop me. And next episode, you will see in the voting card in the top right over here, there will be a poll where you all can vote on how this series shapes up. And I'll periodically do that. When I want or need input, I will offer up polls and you all to be able to make decisions about the direction that the series takes. So, with that said, if you have feedback for me, feel free to leave comments and I will compile all of that feedback into a comprehensive list and then we'll make a poll out of it. Alright, so Thorns is all healed up. The animals heal up a lot faster than everyone else. So they make for pretty good gate guards, or base guards, I should say. Because they are really quick to heal. And if your base is constantly getting attacked, you want defenders of said base to have as little to no downtime as possible. What I'm doing now is just having them level up a little bit of athletics. Thorns here is aging. His age, you can see, as part of a stat multiplier. When that stat multiplier gets to 1, he'll be an adult. And then eventually he'll be an elder. This takes days. It's day 10. I purchased him at let's say day 5. By day 40 or so, he should be an elder. And elders are pretty powerful. So Queen's all healed up. I'm going to cycle her out of the bed. Silver is close. And then we'll put Ron in there. In fact, I'm just going to spend a little extra money to put Ron in bed now to lower the cooldown time. Now, eventually I'm going to own my own beds. One day, someday, right? But for now, I'm stuck renting because I don't have a permanent home. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is to probably look for some dust bosses to fight. The hungry bandits are fun and all, but you don't really make a lot of money. Or, alternatively, head to waystations to try to pick up some additional hivers. I would like to settle down into a colony, into a hive, but I want to wait for you all to decide where that will take place. as that hasn't really been decided yet. So Ron and Beep are the only ones that still need healing. They were the last to rest. You heal a lot faster in beds, rented beds. Healing bonus times 8. It's something like healing bonus like times 20 for animals. I don't know literally what it is, but it's something pretty fast. The only problem is animals can't themselves hop in bed. I wish I could tell that to my dogs in real life, because I wake up nose to nose with them constantly. Ron's all healed. And Beep is getting there. I guess we can go do some pacing while we wait for Beep. He's almost ready. Alright, Mr. Beep is all set to go. We're going to follow Thorns, and we'll head back to this waystation. You know what, actually? No, I want to head towards Hub. Find what all the hubbub is about. Now, I could march in formation. Dismemberment. Where's the formation? General. Fast zone hopping. I'll find it later. There is a squad formation setting that you could change to have them form up in some way. But I'm not going to really worry about that because I don't really need to be in a true formation anytime soon. I usually just follow the slowest so I don't get stuck on terrain. Now, I have been critiqued that I haven't been showing off the sort of landscape of Kenshi. My graphics certainly aren't at its highest, so if you'd consider Kenshi, but you're like, oh man, I wish the graphics were better, if you have a faster machine than I do, the graphics will be better. If you're curious what kind of machine I have, it's at Rhadamant.com under current PC specs. But my current graphics here are low. As you can see, the sliders are not all the way up. But if you were curious what I run at... Oops. Okay, let me stop changing these values around. If you're curious what I run at, this is what I run at. Mostly, in my experience, the higher I set my graphics, of course, it gets chunkier and I lose frames. But also, I tend to crash more. Crashing, unfortunately, is something that does happen in Kenshi periodically. I'm not going to lie. And it doesn't deter me from playing, not in the slightest. But, yeah, sometimes it can be frustrating. Let's go up to the lone shack up here. I know what it is, but I'd like to poke around. Because it looks like there's a dust bandit camp there as well. So the dust bandits are a lot more profitable to kill than the hungry bandits, and they're really not that much harder. I mean, they're certainly tougher because they have... Oh, hello. You are coming straight away from me. How many strong are you? You are pretty numerous. So what I'm going to do is... speed up. I'm going to pick up thorns. I got a little bit too close to this camp. Queen is at 13 speed. Queen, could you give your backpack to Green? Now Green's at 11 speed. Trying to 14. How fast are they moving? They're moving at 16. So, Ron, I'm going to have you spread that food around. 16 and 16. Okay, so we're not outrunning them, but we're keeping pace. I don't want to fight the dust bosses and bandits all alone. This dust boss doesn't have a bounty on his head. Sometimes they do, and you can turn them into a local prison. I'm going to poke around their base here to see if there's another dust boss. There's usually only one, but sometimes there's two. Nope. There's only the one. Okay. Well, there's still a lot of money in beating the dude up. So what I'm going to do is run to the top floor and put a lot of tavern guards between me and the dust boss. Queen is going to put down my attack dog, and we're going to all attack Mr. Boss. They want to basically, no. You want cats? Take them from me. I dare you. Alright, let's put Queen into a corner. And start beating up these dudes for trying to extort money out of me. So, the dust boss is already down. But honestly, I can't really take full credit for that. That was very much the guards here. Just obliterated him. Alright, Queen's getting the backpack back. I figure it makes sense for her to have the food because she is the queen. She supports her her brethren. So Ron has fully looted that boss. And just to make sure, 6'5", 6'9". My current blade is better. His pants are better than the ones I have. So let me just play a little bit of the traveling pants here. Have everyone take a turn and moving pants around. Alright, Beep is going to loot this other guy. Again, pants pretty good, so we're going to take those and equip them. Everything else we can... everything else we can sell. So Silvershade is going to throw those pants on. And now almost everyone has armored leggings except for Queen. Queen, funny enough, is the last. But there'll be plenty of opportunity for more. Because we pissed off pretty much every dust bandit around. So they're all probably coming here. Or at least I can lure them here. So Green got beat up a little bit, but not enough to make me worry. Barman is standing there, so let's go ahead and sell some stuff to the barman. So, a high quality... Ooh, look, high grade. That's nice. It's not it's not often you find high grade this early. Now, Beep, Silvershade could potentially wear those spiked helmets, as could Queen, but I don't want them to suffer the perception penalties that those spiked helmets involve. Plus, they, if I'm playing them correctly, should not get hit in the head all that often. Alright, so up here is just two naked dust bandits. The boss and the other one. So now what I'm going to do is, let's play... Oh, they're coming to me, aren't they? Yes, they are. I don't need to lure them. They're freely walking over. Oh, look at them. They are really... Okay, I probably don't want to take them all out myself. So again, I'm going to lean on my benefactors here. And have the Ninja Guard do a lot of the work. Doesn't mean I won't contribute, because I want the XP for leveling up. So the next standard grade armored skirt I find, or the next two I will equip, and then I can start selling them. And I'm not going to bother with a shoddy grade, though. It's not really worth grabbing. Nice hits, nice hits. Boom, boom, boom. All in a row. That guy was like permanently crossbow locked. That was great. Alright, before we fight anymore, let's unencumber ourselves with all of the beautiful loot that we've already got. Really good way to make money is to basically piss off a group of enemies right next to a group of people that will help you defeat said enemies. As you can see, quite a lot of decent profit in it, as I'm still profiting heavily. Let's poke you guys outside the door. Beep, you're ready to loot, right? Lot of shoddy grade stuff here. Come on, give me something a little bit better. Queen can loot. Either way, it's free money. We're on silver. And a little bit of fighting experience, not a whole lot, if I'm being honest. The guards here are making very quick work of the would-be raiders. The raiders are just getting dropped. Standard grade spiked helmet. Alright, so now at this point, the shop vendor can't afford to buy more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start buying toothpick bolts, because I'm going to want toothpick bolts anyway. I'm going to buy the toothpick bolts to give the shop vendor some more money to work with. So at this point, we're sort of bartering Dust Bandit gear for ammunition to potentially kill more Dust Bandits. The vicious cycle continues. I love it. At some point, I will feel like I've done enough bandit anti-banditry, and I will venture to the slave areas, because I do want to buy me, or buying, that leaves a bad taste in the mouth. I do want to free me some additional hivers. So I had a little bit of a conversation. I've been having, I should say, conversations about this, about, is it, if I buy a slave, am I just enslaving them? So, one of the things you may not know, and I might be sort of embellishing here, but the whole concept of hive culture is they really don't do well without their hive. So a lot of the ex-hive that you see, they'll have conversations where they're miserable. Green was miserable, Silvershade was miserable, Beep was miserable. They were all of these unique characters were miserable without their hive, right? Because they're hive-minded creatures. In fact, if you just look at the fog, they all literally, no exaggeration, went crazy without their queen. They're insane. Whether it was without their queen or whether it was because they have some sort of infection is sort of not the point. The point is that hivers want to be part of a hive. And a lot of the hive lists that you encounter out in the world, who are sometimes slaves or whatever, their culture makes them want to rejoin into the fold, is I think the best way to put it. So I'm not just, it's not me just trading one owner for another. I am giving them an opportunity to be in a hive once again, which is a very kind gesture as far as I'm concerned. I know it might seem like when I buy slaves and I'm just like, hey, work for me, it's indentured servitude or something, but think of hivers like honeybees. A honeybee without a honeycomb, without a bee's nest, what are they? They're individually, they are, I don't want to use the word nothing because that's kind of dark, but they're basically nothing without the rest of the nest and without their queen. They have very little purpose, and hivers are very much the same way. So I've definitely had some comments of like, oh, aren't you just another slaver? And it's like, no. I'm not just another slaver, and that's not what this is about. I am role-playing as if I was a Hive Queen, which means providing social structure to those who have been rejected by their hive. Or at least that's what I'm attempting to do. Whether I'm perfect at it or not is up for debate, maybe, but I do what I can. Alright, so we're doing a pretty good job of getting through a lot of these bandits. There's a few left to loot, but we'll do one more run. This barman is pretty quickly running out of money. I could head into Hub to sell the rest. So what I'll do, I think I'll buy the one more meat. And now with the rest of this, I'll just try to maximize my space usage. Because there's nothing else I really want to buy from that. I guess I didn't check thoroughly enough. Oh, standard grade. Good. Let's take those pants. So the heart protector is worth a lot compared to everything else. So at the moment, let's just get heart protectors. The bulk of the money I'm going to make is probably from the heart protectors. They're worth 300 apiece, whereas everything else is like maybe not even breaking 100. Looks to me like I've looted the majority of them. It's just these 3 left. So I'm not going to have room for all their stuff, but I will take what I have room for. So at this point, the skirts are probably the next most worth grabbing. And then maybe blades or helmet. It depends. I guess I just have to Jenga them in. So what kind of room do I have? I have room for another helmet. I have room for boots. No, I don't have room for boots. I almost have room. What I'll do is I could throw the smaller stack of toothpicks away. Okay, that's about all the room I have. I guess I can take these toothpicks. Nope. Where'd that stack go? Run. Find those toothpicks. There they are. Alright, Ron's all but one spot filled. That might not help me here. Alright, I've spent enough time doing that. Oh, hello, you got back up. Another one of the advantages of clearing out one of these is that you can use their beds if you need to. So let's head down to Hub. I've made a pretty penny and I'm about to make a bit more. Oh, and there seems to be another dust bandit fight. These are fresh bandits. These are not part of the original group. Which means there's potentially a dust boss amongst them that would have a bounty on their head. So you know what I could do? I can, oh, here's the dust boss. I'm going to go into Hub and sell what I can and then come back for that dust boss. Additionally, while I'm in the Hub, I could join the Shinobi Thieves too. Alright. The slave mongers are heading over to that little outpost, which means they're going to be, in just a short period of time, they're going to be taking off boots and slapping on slave cuffs or whatever you want to call them. Which means that the looting of the enemies I'm about to lose the opportunity to do. So I better get back there if I want to make them money. Alright, so that's selling just about everything I had to sell. Sort of curious if there's anything for me to buy. There is... I could buy a better crossbow. Standard toothpick? Yeah, let's buy the standard toothpick. Sell this shoddy one. For right now, I'm not going to upgrade to rangers because they take a different type of bolt. And I'm not ready to supply the ammunition for said projectile. I'm fine with toothpicks. Toothpicks... Oh, so the Dust Bandit camp officially has been wiped out. So if we look at that map, that camp right there, as you can see, I mouse over it, it's just dead. Meaning that they no longer really exist. So the Dust Boss is up here. He does not have a bounty on him, but he's going to have... Oh, is he being carried? Yeah, he's being carried. He's just being thrown out. He's going to have, most likely, the best stuff on him. Yeah, he has high-grade crap. Which means I have a better skirt for someone for green. Alright, sweet. So everyone has the best skirts I can find. And then Let's loot the rest of them. I know, picking over the dead might not be the most interesting, but it is hard to make a buck. And I'm trying to make an honest buck. Because no one's going to loot these guys. They're freebies. The people that run this facility here won't do it. And I might as well. But then I'm going to move on and start putting this money to good use. Rather than just hoarding a bunch of money for the sake of hoarding money, I'm going to start to purchase the freedom of slaves with it. Right? So I think we, short of being able to move a little, I'm sure we can move a little more loot around, but I'm not going to. I don't want to spend that kind of time. So I'm going to go back to the hub, ditch the rest of this because it does encumber me, and then we will head on out to potentially slave markets and waystations. Slave markets and waystations are probably the most likely spots for me to get additional people added to the group. And I think, are you slavers? Yeah, slave mongers. What you'll see is they'll take off the samurai boots. There they go. And they'll slap on the slavery ankle bracers and sell those guys into slavery. How there are bandits out in the world, I really have no idea, because pretty much every low-level bandit so quickly falls to slavery. I have no idea where they come from. Well, I suppose Kenshi is a bit like Mad Max, where everyone's just mad. Alright, so Ron has some bolts. I guess we'll give him to Queen. And we've just about sold up everything, so we're good to go. We don't have any major injuries, and what I'm going to do is, let's see, how do I want to cross? I don't want to go very far north, because north is scary. That's Holy Nation territory, so I'm going to head straight east. And there should be, if memory serves, a waystation somewhere around here. Waystations are sort of like, oh, the dust bandits are now hostile towards me. That's cute, because you always were. So Beep has the most injuries, but they're not hindering him all that much. Oh, that's another dust bandit camp. Sometimes mousing over it doesn't really work, but I know it's a camp. I know it when I see it. Discovered a holy military base? No, thank you. That's a big old gonna kill me, isn't it? The beautiful switchbacking mountains of the border zone. Now we're somewhat heading out of like the safe areas of the map, heading more towards danger here. No doubt with this is a ruined Holy Nation base, but it still signifies that we're on the border of the Holy Nation. Look at the beautiful skybox. Oops. Maybe if I don't clip into the world there. It kind of cuts off, but that's probably just my graphic settings being, low, so that I can run this smoothly. Another thing that I don't do, but I could do, is avoid using the 3x speed. The 3x speed, in my experience, albeit anecdotally, does increase your chance for crashing, because you're asking your processor to process stuff 3 times faster, 3 times more, or whatever. It's funny to see these guys do like this sort of half jog, because they're keeping up, or rather they're pacing themselves with thorns, because Honestly, a running hiver should look like this. That's a real hiver sprint. So as they follow thorns, it's just this kind of like half-hearted jog. It's like if you're chasing a toddler and they're a little bit faster than like walk speed, but certainly you don't have to be in a full-out sprint, so you have to do this like little fake hustle, the way I look in an airport when I'm trying to get from point A to point B, but I don't want to look ridiculous in a full-on sprint. Alright, so here we are in another waystation. Well protected. These mounted crossbow MK2s could slice a person open pretty quick. Will there be hivers? I don't know. From the looks of it, this is pretty hive empty. Got some ninjas. Got some mercenaries. I will come and browse. I could buy another wooden backpack. It wouldn't be the worst idea. I certainly can afford it, but I'm going to hold off. Camp shelters, I'm going to hold off on as well. Advanced splints. I already have a splint kit. I have enough meds. I think I'm good. I have plenty of food. No, there's really nothing here for me, unfortunately. No, who are... Oh, Jesus. Alright, time to go back into the bar. There's about to be a brawl here. There should be. I don't know why the gate guards are not taking issue with the fact that a bunch of bandits rolled in. I think if I aggravated the bandits, there would be some sort of big bar fight. And you know what? I like to incite violence, so here we go. I'm going to... Oops. I took a shot at them from the roof. I feel a bit like Han Solo, and as you can see, I'm not even going to stand out there. So the issue is, if I stand out there, all of these manned crossbows could miss their target, and just, especially me being hiver and not wearing a helmet, if I got hit in the head by those things, death. Like, just about instant death. So, not gonna do that. But what it will do is pick over the people that they just split in two, because you know I'm enterprising. Again, I know, spending a little bit of time looting, but this will really help to reduce the grind towards first hive. This has some speed benefits for sure. Oh, that junk bow is better. Actually, junk bows... So, junk bows... No, toothpicks are better. I don't want your junk bow. And I'll try to go as fast as I can to be done with this so that you don't have to stare at me juggling around stuff. Luckily, we're in a new tavern or waystation, and with that in mind, they have a new source of, they have a new amount of money available to them to buy my stolen goods. I'm not sure if when you steal from a bandit, is it stealing or is it redistributing stolen goods? I don't know. Maybe it is stealing. I don't even know where the boss is. They just have a whole bunch of junk bows, don't they? That boss seems... Oh, this is a better heart protector. So I'm going to give it to Beep. That boss seems very keen on shooting something out that way. Or that guard, rather, not boss. Man, this is a pretty well-guarded waystation, I gotta say. There is people that have mounted crossbows everywhere. This is sort of a, in my opinion, a ridiculous amount of protection for such a small waystation, but who am I to talk about their protection costs? If they want to spend the big bucks protecting such a shabby little waystation, that's on them. So at this point, we're actually selling standard grade skirts. We've moved up in the world, guys. We can sell some skirts. That's not saying very much, is it? I still haven't found La Boss. I don't know where the bandit boss is. Fine. You can keep that for now. Yeah, a boss did walk in, so he must have escaped or something. Or I've just overlooked him, and I haven't seen him yet. Usually the bosses have higher grade stuff, making them even more worth looting. Oh, yeah, he might be in the doorway. I just overlooked him. Alright, so who's left other than in the doorway? I think we're done with that, except for this dude. Some normal grade stuff out of him. We'll send everyone to loot now. Make quick work of it. Just a standard dust bandit here, not a boss. And another bowman, not a boss. Well, the mystery continues. I don't know where the boss is. And it looks like there's a group of some sort of people down below here. Oh, they're just standard nomads. Alright. Well, I'm just going to assume the boss got away. I don't see him and I don't care to keep exploring. Because... Oh, are you it? Nope. Man, every time I think I found a new person, it's just not the boss. Oops, I sort of talked to the... I talked to the Tavern Keep with everyone all at once. That must be annoying. It's like Professor X accidentally using telepathy on everyone. Hearing everyone's thoughts all at once and being like, no, stop talking. And everyone's like, what are you talking about, dude? We're not talking to you. No one's talking to you. So the blend here, the person I can sell to, oh, is almost out of money, but there's yet another trader available to me, whom I can vend to. So I'm almost done. All right, one last quick scan. I don't see any other bodies lying around. I'm sure if I spent more time on it, I might find them. Doesn't look like they made it inside. No one up there is hiver either. Sometimes you'll find people that you can hire on the roofs of things. Let's have Silvershade duck inside just to make sure I didn't overlook a hiver anywhere. They really aren't that populous. Most of the hivers are still part of their hive. So it's uncommon. I wouldn't say rare, but it's... Oh, you know what? I'm going to buy that back. And put that on myself. So, yeah, I think it's uncommon to find hiveless. Or at least, it's certainly uncommon for me. A lot of good construction goods there, though. Alright, so, we're off. I have no idea where the boss went to. But we'll be following Thorns. And we are in southern border zone. What I'm going to do is maybe head... Gotta think about it. I'll head to maybe the Smuggler's Bar or something like that. I'm going to head east either way because east is where most of the slavery takes place. So if I want to add to my numbers... That's where I need to go. Now, people have offered up some mods that would allow me to recruit captured prisoners. So I have a mod right now installed that allows me to... It's guaranteed recruitment of slaves. So if I free a slave, like if I pay the money for a slave, they will absolutely join me 100% of the time. People have proposed that I use a mod that I'm able to capture prisoners and then convert them, which would very, very easily allow me to add fog. I could go into the fog, capture a bunch of hivers, or just fight with the southern hive or western hive, capture them and convert them. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I can again, leave that up to polling. That is quite a large migration. Not a group to piss off. Luckily for me, a lot of the, especially in the easier zones, a lot of the herbivores that they're not all that territorial. Garu, which are, I don't really know what a Garu is like. It's kind of like a bull, sort of, kind of like a big dog. I don't know. I don't know how to describe them. They can be territorial every now and then, but they give you auditory cues of when they're going to get pissed off because you're like standing too close to them or whatever. Oh, here, speaking of which, that's some Garu. Yeah, Garu can every now and then pick a fight with you. Not usually, but when they do pack a punch. Especially difficult for early game. I think at this point, I am probably sufficiently tired of following Thorns because he's really slow. So I'm going to have Beep pick Thorns up because Beep wants to build his... Oop, I keep saying follow. Beep wants to build up his big, strong muscles. Wow. Picking him up puts him at like the same speed as Thorns. Ron, could you pick him up? Alright, Ron gets to 13 miles an hour. That's a little bit faster than 10. Is it worth it? I don't know, but let's start heading to the Deadlands. So the Deadlands are a spot on the map that is really, really unfriendly for standard humans called Greenlanders or, well, I don't want to say the standard human, quote-unquote, is a Greenlander because there are other type of landers. There's Scorchlanders too. But I would say Greenlanders greatly outpopulate this continent more than anyone else. Alright, so Smuggler's Bar is just south of us. We can poke our way over there. Why not? And Smuggler's Bar are full of gray flares. Lovely, lovely group of people. I'm kidding, of course. Oh, and I'm being chased by dust bandits. Very cool. These dust bandits really have it in for me. And they really like to cause bar fights. Every time I experience them, they have followed me deep into some random bar and are trying to pick a fight with me that they cannot win and will absolutely, in fact, lose. And this seems to be a recurring theme. I think the mechanic that allows me to profit off of idiots is in full swing. Because I have no problem continually looting freebies like I have been. Look at these idiots. What do you... Oh, he got a little bit pissed that I was trying to loot the dust bandit. And I was like, okay, I won't. I didn't realize that they were so pissy about that kind of thing. Who is the proprietor here? That looks pretty cool right there. That heart protector that goes into a robotic's arm. That looks pretty gnarly. Because without the heart protector, it's just like a... Obviously, I don't know. It just makes me look pretty cool. Alright, Smuggler Barman, that would be you. And they totally don't care that it's fenced, even though they just took issue with the fact that it was. Now everyone that was chasing me has been sufficiently dispatched. If they don't want me looting, that's fine. I felt like I've looted enough dust bandits already. We do have some nomads here. None of them will talk to me, though. Cool. That's alright, guys. I didn't want to talk to you either. At this point, I am just about out of time, so I'm going to start to roll the credits. If you have feedback for me, drop me a line. This, between now and next episode, is your last chance to potentially get something on the polls so that we can all vote on it. So, the type of feedback I'm looking for the polls would be changes to the rules or goals, or maybe adding a mod that you think somehow benefits this series. The poll will be published on my website and on Discord, and the link will also be on the next Kenshi Hive video coming this Saturday, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you all later. I hope you've enjoyed. Adios.